In these two videos we're going to look at some fairly basic principles of chords that will be useful to you if you are interested in developing your improvisation skills or particularly improving your songwriting. In previous videos on Jamcast, and you'll find them here on my YouTube channel as well, we've talked quite a lot about tonic, subdominant and dominant chords, and resolution particularly, so the way that a dominant chord, especially if it's a dominant seventh, resolves onto the tonic. Okay, so that was in the key of C major. Okay, and the dominant was the G or G7 with the added F resolving onto the C. The dominant is the chord built on the fifth note of the scale. So that's C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the fifth? Because that's the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's called the fifth. Yeah, so whatever key you're in, the chord built on the fifth note of the scale is the dominant, which resolves naturally onto the tonic. So let's say we're in E major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The dominant is B major, resolves onto E major. Let's say we are in B flat major. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the dominant is built on F, resolves naturally onto B flat. Exactly the same principle works with minor keys, except that the dominant is still major. So in A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the dominant is E major. One below the dominant is the subdominant, which is the chord built on the fourth note of the scale. So in C, that's F. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it still has a resolving effect. It's not quite as strong. It naturally leads quite nicely up to the dominant. Or you can get quite a nice effect by coming from the dominant rather than going on to the tonic C. You can go down to the subdominant. So that's 1, 4 and 5. Okay. That is all stuff we've looked at already. Before we go on, if you're not sure about chords and scales and keys, have a look at the two resources that I've linked in the post on jamcast.co.uk where these two videos are embedded. One of them is a link to the Piano World chord and scale chart, which is really useful. It's a little Java tool, and you type in or click the chord or the scale you want, and it shows you it on the piano keyboard. So if you're not sure, want to talk about E major and B major, you know, if you can't follow my fingers, go to pianoworld.com, use their chord and scale tool, and it'll show you what the notes are. Likewise, if you're not sure what the fourth note of the scale of A major is, go to Piano World, it'll show you. If you're a guitarist, I've included a link to the big massive PDF chord chart on Harmony Central, which is so useful. I recommend both sites as well, but both great sites full of resources. Okay, so building on that, we now have, I hope, a pretty good understanding of the role of first or tonic, fourth subdominant, fifth dominant chords, all the major chords in a major scale. Of course, there are other chords in a major scale. We're going to stick with majors for now. There are chords built on the second, third and sixth notes. There is one built on the seventh note, but that is usually just a variation of the dominant seventh, or it can be the basis for diminished chords, but we'll deal with those another day. Today we're going to look at second, third and sixth, and they are all minor chords in a major key. So the scale of C major, all the white notes between the two C's. If we look at the triad built on the second note, D, we get a D minor. On the third note, we get E minor. And on the sixth note, we get A minor. Okay, those are the minor chords in the key of C major. Let's try it in a different key. Let's go into something a bit more guitar friendly, E major. Okay, so in E major, your fourth and fifth, the major chords are A and B. Can be a dominant seventh third, B7. Your minor chords are, that's the scale of E major. Your minor chords are the second, which is F sharp minor, the third, G sharp minor, and the sixth, C sharp minor. So there's all kind of cool things you can do with chords like that. Just moving between them, knowing the different chords of a key and a scale is a really great way of just beginning to improvise them and pick out, you know, which chords sound cool in which particular keys, and beginning to develop sequences for your songs. There's other interesting things you can do. I mean, the essential lesson is that, you know, so major chords, first, fourth and fifth, minor chords, second, third and sixth. With those minor chords, there are other interesting things you can do. Each one can have a seventh added to make a minor seventh. So let's say we're in the key of C major. That's our number 2 chord, the second, D minor. We can add the seventh, which is added by going up 1, 2, 3 semitones from the top of the chord. Same with E minor. 1, 2, 3, and A minor. Okay, so that's D minor 7, E minor 7, A minor 7. If you use minor 7s, they're a kind of richer, more mellow sound. So notice what I did there with the inversion. When I went to the D minor 7, rather than playing it up there, I played the C down there. Like any other chord, you can play these in different inversions, except if it's a 4-note chord, it has a root position and 1, 2, 3 inversions rather than the 2 inversions you get with a tonic. Okay. Other little interesting things you can do is if you find yourself on a D minor, thicken it up and use the C in the bass. It's still a D minor chord. The essential lesson here is play around. Look at the particular key you're interested in. You know, if you're a guitarist and you like E and A and G maybe, work out what the particular chords are for that scale and just mess around with them. You can do an awful lot just using your first, fourth and fifth. But nothing like, you know, the amount of complexity and richness that's available to you if you do start using those minors as well. So in E major, the second, F sharp minor, the third, G sharp minor, the fourth, A major, fifth, B major. Okay, any questions, put them at the end of the post, I'll come back and answer them. The basic lesson though is work out your chords, sit down, play around, explore. That's how you learn anything on the piano, just by experimenting for yourself.